Hey guys, it's Hink here, and boy do I have a very interesting one for you today. We're going to be looking at this paper right here. Now, what the researchers looked at in this paper is how height, body habitus or body size, and penis size impact females' perception of attractiveness, males' perception of how they view their rival as attractive, and also how penis size can impact their rival's fighting ability, their perceived fighting ability. So there is a lot of stuff to break down in this video. You don't want to miss it. But before we get started, guys, if you don't mind, I'm on my way to 100K subscribers. You could be the next person to help get me there, and I'd really appreciate your support. Leave a like, hype the video if you can. So guys, I'm going to leave a link to this paper in the description. I highly recommend you read it. It's a free paper. If you're not reading the papers, you're actually missing quite a lot. So there's an excerpt here. So I made a video about primates and their penis size. Guys, humans, with the exception of like one monkey, have by far the largest penis size ratio compared to all the other primates. And so, we should all pat ourselves on the back there as Homo sapien men. But they also point that out in this intro part here. So guys, also interestingly, they talk about how an enlarged penis size and shape, especially the glands of the penis, could potentially displace your rival's semen, and so it'd make you more likely to procreate and your genetics get passed on. But I also say, the wider the penis is associated with greater physical stimulation, which increases the likelihood of female big O and improves sperm retention. And so I really need to fact check that because it's hard for me to believe that a big O helps with sperm retention, but if it does, I mean, that's very interesting. Now guys, how did they go about doing this? They used over 343 different computer models that had a wide variety of different characteristic settings on this 3D model here. But what they did was they had the PP size that ranged from 5 to 13 centimeters, or here in America, that would be 2 to 5.1 inches. But interestingly, the longer the penis that they included in the study, the wider it was. And so it wasn't just a longer penis, it was actually a wider penis. So the overall volume increased significantly. So that is something to keep in mind with this. And they actually got this data from an Italian study. And I almost thought I was going to freak out about that with their selection size. But in the Italian study, the median stretched length was 12.5 centimeters. Or 4.9 inches. And so in this study, no, Hink, the average is 6 inches, derp-a-der.
Don't do the voice.
In this study, now I know they're saying median, but still, we're looking at 4.9 inches as how they base these models off of. All you guys that think every dude is packing massive heat but you. When it came to height, they looked at differences between 1.63 to 1.87 meters, or 5'4 to 6'2. And then when it came to body habitus, they just had anywhere from pear-shaped, I mean, you guys can see it in the pictures, to a guy with wide shoulders and a narrow waist. There was over 800 participants, and actually 600 were men, and actually 200 were female. So what they were trying to determine is, how do females rate attractiveness? Then in males, how do you rate your rival's attractiveness? And also they tested things like jealousy and basically said, how do you rate your rival's fighting ability based on the different physical appearance that you see? When it came to the key findings, guys, I've reported on a similar study before, okay? But what they found was that women rated the V-shaped bodies, so wide shoulders, narrow waist, taller height, and yes, a larger penis as more attractive. However, the first two matter way more than PP size. And interestingly, they found that these traits work better together, meaning the most attractive guy would be a guy that has wide shoulders, a narrow waist, he's tall, and so somewhere around maybe 6 foot or taller, and has a large flaccid penis. Who does that really surprise? Let me know if that blows your mind in the comments. But interestingly, there was a ceiling effect, meaning when you got to the more extremes, like the tallest guys with the biggest penis or the biggest shoulder to waist ratio, they actually did not find them quite as attractive as some of the more average guys. And so it's not like it's a linear chart where it's just like, oh, the bigger the better. Like, no, there is actually a ceiling effect. Basically, what that means is that if you had a model with a small penis and then you added an additional 2 inches to that model, that would increase actually attractiveness significantly. However, if you already had a model that had a large penis and you added an additional 2 inches onto that, it really didn't do much to move the needle. Now, when it came to the men and how they viewed their rivals, once again, guys, I don't think this is blowing anybody's mind, but what they found was that the men viewed the taller and the more V-shaped men as better fighters and more attractive, but also the bigger the penis, they also correlated that with the perception of that person being a better fighter. But it is important to note, guys, that penis size was the weakest predictor of all three. Now, guys, when it came to how men perceived their rivals' attractiveness, it was actually spot on, basically in line with the way that women believe. The taller, the wider shoulder, and of course the larger penis, but that's the weakest predictor of the three, also correlated with how men perceived. Now, guys, this is a very interesting and kind of nuanced point, but in this study, part of the participants looked at pictures basically online on a computer screen, and the other group of participants actually had a projector that projected life-sized, basically, models onto a wall, and they were able to see that. That actually made a huge difference when it came to how they rated the different perception. So, for example, height and penis size, when the person saw a life-sized photo, you can see in the graph here, the difference in how they rated the attractiveness mattered a whole lot more than when it was on a small screen. And I mean, guys, it kind of makes sense. When you're using a smaller screen, it's hard to determine, okay, how much bigger is this guy versus life size? And you see one dude that's 6'2" and one dude that's 5'4", like back to back, it's going to be a lot more obvious. So keep that in mind, on Tinder, is that if you're trying to show off some of your certain traits, that especially if they're going to be looking on a small little phone screen, it might be important, if you're a taller guy and you're trying to show that off, to maybe take a picture with some of your shorter guys. So it's like, oh, wow, that guy's definitely taller than the rest of his crew. I hope you guys are not sending D-pics, but if you were, just keep that in mind as well. Do the Damien Daysky and just take a picture of your meat in the foreground and then whatever you're taking a picture of way in the background so it looks way smaller in comparison. Another thing I want to talk about is response times. In this paper, what they found is that they looked at women's response time, basically how long it takes them to see the image and then to respond how attractive or unattractive. When it came to unattractive things, they were actually very quick to respond. If you are a pear-shaped body, okay, and well, guys, I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just reporting, objectively what the data says. But what they found is that they were very quick to say, ooh, pear-shaped body, don't like that, downvote, dislike. But then when it came to attractiveness, okay, and so for example, like you see a guy in this study, one was 6 feet tall and one was 6'2". It's harder it takes longer for them to be like, how much does that matter when it came to the more positive characteristics? That it was the same for penis size and it was also the same for the shoulder to waist ratio. Now, guys, what are some of the major flaws from this paper? Well, number one, we're just talking about penis size. Guys, how many videos I've made about growers versus showers, but basically when it comes to flaccid size, that is not a surrogate for erect size. And in fact, in the most recent growers versus showers video that I made, I actually went through the data that showed that at least in that paper, the guys that were growers actually had a statistically bigger erect penis size than those that were showers. I understand why they didn't do a study using erect size. I do think it would have made this a better study if they had both a flaccid and erect size in there. How do you think this would have changed if the dudes were bricked up in the study? And then another important thing is that when it comes to attractiveness, guys, the study was limited. It just looked at three things: shoulder to waist ratio, body habitus, and PP size. There have been studies like this one that actually show that attractiveness is largely based and primarily on facial attractiveness first. Even if you are, like my guy Coach Greg would say, a 5'2" manlet, if you have, a wide shoulder to waist ratio, you are very attractive in the face. Like, you can actually overcome some of these things.
How tall are you?
I'm about 5'6".
I'm 5'6". What's dating like?
It's no different than you.
Why do you say that?
It's all about your confidence, man. I mean, you either got it or you don't. The shooter's going to shoot.
Do you think taller women think that you can't dominate them because they look down to you?
Actually, you know what? It's easier to talk to a taller chick than it is a shorter chick or the same height.
Because?
Because they already don't have dudes approaching them. So if you go up to a 5'11" chick and you're my height, man, it's already done. It's a game changer. I got a couple of pickup lines I give, for a really tall chick.
Like?
Hey, baby, how tall kids be? Some shit like that. Like something really clever, just low key. And she'll look down, she'll be like, oh, and then you start talking to her or whatever.
So it's just not to say that this is the end all be all, guys. So I don't want my guys that are pear shaped, or they are short kings, or they are on the smaller size feeling bad about themselves like it's over for them. This is one limited study looking specifically at these three criteria. But that being said, guys, height, if you've gone through puberty, there's nothing you can do about it, okay? If you're going through puberty, it's interesting. I actually read an article about, so I made a video about aromatase inhibitors, and I also made a video about combining growth hormone and testosterone. But if you're still going through puberty and your growth plates have not closed, you can actually significantly increase your height and your size, and actually penis size, by doing a combination of things like growth hormone, an aromatase inhibitor. Yeah, really just those two things. The point is that You can't really change your height for almost all of us out here unless you're going to Turkey for that limb lengthening surgery. But what can you change? Your shoulder to waist ratio. And I don't know how many times I have to say this, guys. I just feel so freaking passionately about this. And I love it when the guys on my live stream hit me up and say, Hink, I've lost 25 pounds. I feel better than ever. I look better than ever. I'm so grateful. Thank you for motivating me. And I'm not just trying to pat myself on the back, but guys, I can't tell you how important that is. The smaller the plate is, meaning the rest of your body, the leaner, the more narrow it is, the bigger your PP is going to look. If you haven't seen my video, I made a video about a guy who actually posted his results on my subreddit r/Hink, where he dropped a tremendous amount of weight and as a result had a visibly much bigger penis, even though it really didn't change that much as far as the actual penile tissue enlargement. So please, guys, you can make yourself more attractive. Hink's one simple hack. Improve your shoulder to waist ratio as best you can, okay? Doesn't mean everybody has to look like a classic bodybuilder, but it does mean that everybody can improve in some way. Hit those lateral raises, guys. Hit those lat pull downs, okay? And make sure you're hitting the cardio and dieting. But most importantly, love your body, guys. I don't want anybody to look in the mirror and hate themselves and be depressed about it, okay? But you can also love your body enough to do something about it. In this study, penis size was the least important of all these factors. Now, there were only 3 factors, but yes, size mattered. Yes, the women found men with larger penises more attractive. Yes, the men that saw other larger penises found them intimidating and also thought that these guys were better fighters. And so, I mean, like, guys, size matters, okay? It's oh, I wonder if size matters. Yeah, it matters, okay? But it doesn't matter as much as you think it does, okay? Even in this study, it was the least prominent of all of these features. Now, guys, speaking of something you can do something about, guys, you know I'm going to talk about my course, okay? I have the most science-based, the most educational, and most safety-focused course on the market with actual real results. On my Hink trial, using my techniques, guys gained over 1/2 inch in length and over 1/4 inch in girth with results that you can see for yourself. Not, oh, trust me, bro. Like, you can actually see these results for yourself. So the link is going to be in the description for both my course. If you use the code HINK10, it will give you 10% off for a limited time only. But at the very least, just check out the trial and look at the data for yourself. Now, interestingly, I think that the women actually showed more nuance in the fact that, yeah, there was a curve, but it wasn't just linear, okay? It wasn't like, okay, the bigger the better in all the metrics. They actually, there's a threshold, there's nuance to what the women actually prefer. So guys, that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about it. Do you think this is crap or does it make sense? To me, this is obvious. It makes sense, and I think it really gives a credence to maximize your physical fitness. That's my biggest takeaway. Shoulder to waist ratio. If you want me to make a video about how I recommend you try to maximize your shoulder to waist ratio, let me know in the comments, guys. But remember, guys, you're so much more than the size of your D. There's nothing wrong with self-improvement, but you are enough just as you are. All right, guys. Peace and love.
Dr. Hink got the plug on the health, yeah. Got you thinking about your